Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
But
my God,
also,
stop it,
he
stop
is
it.
a robot.
Well, he needs the rebreather.
He needs to breathe in the first place before he rebreathes.
I think Mega Man is more person than robot. TBQH. That's all I think.
I mean, they can switch out all his limbs, so maybe torso and head human.
When he dies, he
Head
explodes in
human.
light.
Does he?
Okay, source Mega Man's 1 through 8, and then 9 and 10 also, because I forgot about those.
I don't know what he does in this game. Actually, no, yeah, it just goes to a black screen.
Wow, you're so good at this game, you don't even know what it looks like when you die.
I never lost.
No, but Mega Man canon is that he's a robot, pure and simple.
Ah,
Mission start.
more of these birds.
Birds? No. They say at the end of the last part that the Bonds have overtaken the city.
Oh, okay.
He's clipping.
Yeah, it's good.
This area is so bright.
Really does have like just good graphics for PS1.
It's really great.
Yeah.
It's definitely just 100% the style that they used.
Yeah,
it also
'cause-
helps that the game runs at 60 FPS, which that's not even something that like Crash Bandicoot does.
Yeah, these textures actually, like, you know, they're absolute garbage. But, you know, it looks great.
I mean, they're really simple textures. They're just like white and yellow for the walls, but
Yeah.
because they're so like pastel and so brightly colored that you don't even like really notice it.
Whenever they get more complex than just, like, you know, something along the base and, like, yeah,
Well,
when
that's
you
a
get
nice
to-
living room.
Well, actually, I like that wallpaper there, too. I don't know.
Rip.
I guess, like, I was looking at one texture in the previous area that, like, just was, like, sticking out to me. But for the most part, like, they do look
Wow.
great. Wow, check
It
this
doesn't
guy
really
out.
have that much health regardless.
He likes doing a lot of damage.
But yeah, I did upgrade my Buster to, I don't think it has max damage, but it's second to highest max damage.
Are we ever gonna do an LP on Misadventures of Tron Bond?
I don't know. I remember when you gave that game a try, and it was like a lot of mini games and stuff, and it looks alright.
Yeah, I
might
mean,
give it a shot.
If it was literally Mega Man Legends, like, quote-unquote 3, I would have absolutely played it.
Well, because it came out before this, it'd be more like 1.5.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I need to talk to that guy because he's the truck driver, and he's the most important character in the entire story.
Hello, I'm the truck driver. Oh, hello. Will you drive my truck? Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually never even tried playing this Adventures of Tron, so I'll give it a shot and see if I want to do it.
I was rewatching our Clock Tower 2. By the way, check out our Clock Tower 2 LP. It is
Oh yeah,
fabulous.
I never ended up doing that.
you really ought to. It is. You're like it's because the game is so boring in the second half, and you'll see there's a very specific game mechanic. Our commentary is like top notch. Parker leads it very well, and yeah, like I said, it's like every time we're like, oh well, this bad thing could happen, and it like instantly happens. It's just so funny. And I was watching it, and we were like, hey, when are you gonna do Clock Tower 3? And I was like, soon. So maybe after Silent Hill 2, Clock Tower 3. What do you guys think, huh?
It's not even Shocktober.
Yeah, but by the time it's
Hey there.
uploaded,
Thanks for helping me
Ah.
out there. Let me return the favor. No need to thank me. Just hop on.
Thanks,
it's not even a big truck. I can drive that
Instead of
truck.
trying to take over our city.
Does
They
man even
messed
pop?
with the
Oh
wrong
yeah, he does.
people. Get ready to jump. I'm gonna ram. The rest is up to you.
Okay, guy. His sacrifice was not in vain. What else do I want to do in addition to the million other LP projects I have ongoing that I've made no advancement on whatsoever? You kept bringing up Half-Life, and I think I do want to do that.
Yeah,
if I
Half-Life
think
would be
about
cool.
it.
And also, it'd be fairly short too.
I've actually never beaten the original Half-Life, so I really should go through it. Speedrun it. Nah.
Wow, that's crazy. I've literally played and beat Half-Life before you.
The sad thing is, Ben, I think Spencer means the PS2 version.
I do.
Yeah, that's I was thinking.
I mean,
that
we
when
first
he said
played
it, I was like,
Half-Life and Half-Life 2 on the PS2 and Xbox version.
God, I can't believe they got Half-Life 2.
Half-Life 2 on the Xbox actually wasn't terrible,
Yeah.
other than
No.
it had loading zones between areas, and on PC it exists, but they're like almost instantaneous, but on Xbox it's at least like 5-10 seconds.
Oh, man, I remember when I first-
I thought Half-Life on PS2 was just fine. I mean, clearly it's not going to be as good as, like,
Got it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Good
okay,
PC back
but
then.
we're talking about Half-Life, a 1998 PC game on the PS2, manufactured in 2002.
We may be
Uh-huh.
pirates,
But,
but we're not barbarians.
2001.
Keep the toilet paper.
But,
Yes, sir.
well,
Okay, so this
we-
boss... Oh,
I
sorry.
just
No, go
can't
ahead.
believe we don't even have enough money left to get new stock for the store.
Alright.
I guess
But
I
what me and
make
Trevor
sense.
were talking
We'll
about was
close shop.
Half-Life 2
Sorry,
And
on the
here I
original
thought you'd be able to
Xbox.
walk the straight and narrow for once. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm giving up too easy. If we can get our hands on the mother
Tiesel's
zone,
voice is great,
we'd at
though.
least break even. That means...
Mr. Teasel.
Huh? Oh, don't tell me he's here already.
Sorry.
Oh, come on, you guys. Those machines are cheap, you know.
Those machines!
Hey, Tron, can you hear me? How are things at your end?
Tron here. We've more or less figured out where the key is. Now all we have to do is figure out how to get inside. Bye-bye.
Good work.
Thank you very
two.
much,
You be careful
baby-
down there,
baby
all
Tron.
right?
Is he there already, Teasel?
Yeah, it looks like it, sis. But don't you worry. I will take care of him.
You be careful yourself, big brother.
Leave it to me, sis. All right, everybody, are you ready?
Is there any good
Let's get
Teasel
that
cosplay?
blue boy once and
I
for
suddenly
all.
need to know.
I don't know. Anyway, this boss is the actual worst because not only is it the easiest boss, but it's the slowest and most boring boss too. So that gold statue on his head, whenever you shoot him, you can only get 1 or 2 shots in, and he'll use it as a guard. And if you break it, it's like that classic like you have to pay Zenny because you broke it. I think it's like 50,000. So it's not like horrendous, but I definitely don't want to spend it. So this is going to be a battle of me being on the sand, attacking him 2 times, and then waiting like a couple seconds for him to lift up his guard again.
That sounds really cool.
Now,
TEQH.
they do know that this boss is super easy, so there are sand crawlers going around, like trying to ram you and explode. But even with that, it's like the most easy boss.
Spencer
So
is looking
there,
at cosplay. Right
there's
now.
a million Tron and like no Teasel.
He's just a
Can
pirate.
confirm. No Teasel.
There was one Teasel and it looked pretty good.
Anyway, even if it's destroyed, the people might forgive you.
Don't worry.
Can you
Paul.
destroy it?
I can beat him
You
without
can destroy it.
damaging
Like
the
I said, you have to
statue.
pay Zenny because of it.
Think about yourself. I said, get out
Although
of
if
here.
you destroy it, you are no better than ISIS.
Oh yeah.
And that's the word on that.
So this is going to be the battle for 2 minutes.
If you go up there, I assume he just.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Some other strategies are there's 4 platforms going on, and if you have a long range weapon, you can usually get like 1 or 2 hits into him. But my weapons aren't upgraded enough for it to be like worth doing.
How many hits does it take to break it?
I think it's like a good bit. Like probably like 5.
He rated. I certainly hate that sound effect he makes when he goes hi or whatever.
I think it's good.
One of my shots got blocked by the cannons.
Chipping
He
away.
literally shoots garbage at you, by the way. It's not even like a missile or like a rock. It's literally like tin cans.
It's a rubbish bin. I mean, yeah, this does just seem like really bad.
And because how the lock-on works in this game, it's really annoying. Because every time he does his guard, it's a new target. And then when that happens, it sometimes goes on to something else that's random.
And the sand restricting your movement seems really stupid.
Yeah, it's just a combination for, like, not a hard fight, but very annoying.
Luckily, those cars can't really drive.
Honestly, I would say of anything to complain about this game in terms of antiquated, like, kind of game design, is the lock-on. Like, the lock-on has frustrated me throughout the entire game. It's not, like, game-endingly bad, but it is annoying.
Didn't Mega Man Legends 1... Did that not have a lock-on, or was it, like, bad?
The lock-on in Mega Man Legends 1, didn't it make you not move?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, so it is bad.
Whoops.
I thought you were doing that on purpose.
Yeah, you had to stand there, which is why a lot of times I would be like, nah, I'm not gonna lock on.
That little punk, he didn't even care about the statue. Inconceivable! What was he thinking? That statue was a cultural treasure of this island.
All the food and supplies we gathered have also been destroyed, Mr. Diesel. We have nothing left to sell in the store.
Rip.
It's Octatron and Bond. We have to get the mother load. If we don't, I don't know what will happen to us. We won't even be able to pay rent. We'll be homeless.
Wow.
Daily reminder that Mega Man Legends 3 was gonna exist on the 3DS.
Mega Man Legends 2 is about Mega Man's crusade against small business owners.
Man, Mega Man Legends 3 was probably only like 6 or 12 months away from being released before it got canceled. It is the saddest thing.
Literally, thanks,
That's
Capcom.
insanely cool.
I mean, probably at the... Oh. I don't want to do this yet. At the time, I'm sure Inafune was being like a big butt with the Inafune brand. But,
Hey, I created this character and didn't do anything with him for years.
Hey, Mighty Number 9.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah.
folks. Let's see. Mighty Number 9 Legends.
Good.
that's called Red something.
Wait, is there a sequel for it?
What?
Mighty Number 9.
No, they made another Kickstarter which was like a very shameless Mega Man Legends ripoff. It was called Red something.
Oh, really?
It didn't even look good.
I had
And-
not. This is new to me.
I mean, Concept literally disbanded, so there's no way they're gonna make that game. And it didn't even reach its original Kickstarter goal, and like some weird Chinese company like funded the rest of it, and I don't know what happened after that.
I love when that happens.
That's weird because, like, every Kickstarter I see for, like, a popular franchise always, like, gets its, thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it always reaches.
But, well, depending on when this happened, I think people were really burned out on how Mighty Number 9 turned
I mean,
out.
Mighty Number 9, like, they released their first gameplay trailer, and the game looked terrible. And then they, like, released this, like, weird, like, Pixar thing for their, like, Mighty Number 9 TV show, and people were like, could you make the game look, like, better? Instead of wasting the money on, like, this garbage? And then they made another Kickstarter for Red, whatever it's called. And people were like, what the heck is happening? There was no communication. Like, the entire Kickstarter, not even just the game itself, was just a disaster.
That's cool. And that was like one of the... Not one of the first, but one of those, like, when you think of games that were kickstarted, like, that's... That's, to me, like, the one that, like, comes to mind. It's, like, the quintessential Kickstarter game, and it's such a turd.
I thought, wasn't there a Tim Schafer one that, like...
Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah.
What was that one called again?
It was.
I just know it as like what it ended up making, like 3.3 million or 3.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called.
The only thing I know about it is that it was the 3.3 million game where they only wanted like 300,000 and they got 3 million, and then they like
And then
They
they're
released the
"Well,
game
what do
in
we do with
parts."
this?"
They released the game in parts because they're like lack of funding, and they only released half the game at first. And people were like, "Dude, you only were asking for 300,000. Like you got literally 1,000% more than your goal. Why is this being released in parts?" And then it ended up being like just sort of a bad point and click game.
And that's tough because I've played a lot of point and click games at this point.
So
Point and click people are accepting of anything.
Yeah. So these shoes I crafted, you had to buy the resistor chip to make these, which was 160,000.
Wow.
But it makes this dungeon so much easier. I bought the flame chip that makes flame damage like much less, and this I can walk on flame tiles and not really get hurt that much.
Nice.
And it'll make this just a breeze.
Yeah, because I think point and click fans, because it's like a very niche market nowadays, are like one of the most forgiving. Like I've played so many bad point and click games where like I just end up enjoying them because they're, you know, there's not many in the type of series, you know what I mean? It's not like you can be like, well, let me just go to the other 50 choices I have. Like, not really, you know what I mean? And yeah, to make a bad one is pretty brutal.
Yeah, they had a weird system going where it was 2 viewpoints because there's 2 main characters, and you'd switch between them, but it wasn't like intuitive like something like Day of the Tentacle where there's like different timelines. Like it's confusing, but like it makes sense. But like they're 2 completely unrelated things, and you have to do them all at once in different like episodes. So it doesn't even feel like a kind of like.
Yeah, you can't release a game like that, and it's hard to release. The whole thing about point and clicks that are cool is like figuring out stuff later in the game, and you can go back to near the beginning. You know, like you really don't want to have a point and click game where it's like I can't access that area anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
like
very linear.
You want to have. I mean, goodness, in Day of the Tentacle, the present day stuff, some of the stuff that you see like 1 second into the game isn't like figured out till the very end. Although that game's pretty complicated, I very much enjoyed it.
It's Broken Age.
I remember that. Broken Age.
Yep. And
That's amazing that I don't remember the name, considering how much that game was memed.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
And
people completely forgot about it.
and then-
Now, as much as I can make fun of Tim Schafer for anything, I really want Psychonauts 2 to be good. Like, I am really hoping that game is good, but I am not holding my breath.
Is it like very far away, or is it like somewhat
Well,
close?
it got funded like a year or 2 ago.
Yeah, well,
They released some like PSVR Psychonauts thing. I don't know if it's like original content or not.
Maybe that's what I saw.
I don't think it's a full game in VR because that would make no sense. I think it might just be some sort of like episodic kind of thing.
Speaking of Kickstarter things, Barkley Shut Up and Jam 2, Gaiden. Can't wait for it.
Yeah,
How close
for
is
it
it?
to come out 5 years from now, if that. So
I'm so impatient still.
yeah.
I'm so excited, but it's kind of like well, I'll have it before I die probably, kind of thing. I still have faith.
Beaverbot, I spotted on my scope before.
So this guy's a boss.
Yeah, so this is this entire dungeon is based on this connecting room with like 5 doors, and you have to go through this room like at least like 4 or 5 times. You just cannot kill this boss right now. You can do damage to it, but it'll just like drink the lava that's in the room, and you can't do anything.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Wish I could drink the
Something
lava.
funny about that door. I think you should take a look at it.
Barkley Shut Up. Jam Gaiden 2.
Good luck.
Gosh, and that game is still fun to this day.
Can you see a control panel next map? There should be one around there somewhere.
Roll. You're unhelpful.
Speaking of Kickstarter,
Is this the one where they just like tell you everything to do?
This one,
I
this
thought
is
that
the
was like
start
every
of it
dungeon.
treating you like a baby, but the 4th one is the worst, and I don't get it. like, at that point, you've already done, like, 3 of these dungeons, and it treats you like a literal child during the 4th dungeon. I mean, the 4th one is the most complicated, but, like, there's, like, points where it's, like, there's, like, ice that you can shoot above you, and all you have to do is, like, pan the camera, like, a tiny inch, and you'll see it. But, like, Roll's like, you should look above you, there's
It
ice
looks
you
like
can
a
break.
boss was released somewhere.
I wish they. I like when games will like have something like that, but it will only like appear after a while. You know, like almost like a hint function. Like, hey, you're clearly stuck. You've been playing this for 15 minutes. I like when games. Speaking of games that should be done in the near future, when you lose a lot in a certain game, and it's like, hey, bud, do you want to go to easy mode?
Devil May Cry
You're
does
like,
that.
no, Devil May Cry 3.
That's
Okay,
cool.
alright, fine, I will.
How
Devil
does-
May Cry 3 would probably be a two sit downer, Trev. That'd be
I want to do
fun.
Devil May Cry